Draftback is a Chrome extension that lets you replay the revision history of any Google Doc that you can edit, so it can help you to detect plagiarism and AI use in student papers. Let's install the Chrome extension. We'll go to draftback.com. We'll click on Install Chrome Extension. We'll click on Add to Chrome, and then we'll click Add Extension. This will add Draftback to the upper right-hand corner, where your Google extensions are, or in your Google Extensions puzzle piece here. Now let's see how Draftback works with a student document. I have an essay here that a student turned in on Google Classroom. This is one slightly annoying thing about Draftback, but Draftback support has told us that they are working on a fix. You have to actually open the document out of Google Classroom in order for Draftback to work. Once you do that, you'll see the Draftback button appear. And you can see here already that there were 663 revisions to this document. When I click on that, this is another thing they said they're working on. You have to connect your Google account and then click View. This is going to show you a playback of the essay being created, or the assignment being created. And we can watch this in whatever speed we want. Right now it's currently at 1.5 speed, but we can increase that all the way to 6 times the speed. And it's also showing us, as we're watching it, you can see when large pastes are happening, but also up here, they're showing you there were 2 pastes that happened, and I can highlight those pastes. This is a really interesting paste because I can tell that they accidentally copied something from ChatGPT and then deleted it. And here's another potential paste. This is an entire paragraph that they have pasted in, and so that's going to raise a red flag for me. A few other features: you can also move through the document here using the highlighter, and you can also use the slider up here to move through the document. It also gives you the date and time stamp when everything was created, and again, you can play it and pause it as you go. I also want to show you a couple of samples of the document graphs and statistics. For this particular document that I'm working with, we've got the timeline of activity here at the top. It also tells us the total time that the student spent on the document, so 8 minutes and 21 seconds. We can see that this document was created on Tuesday, 9/23, and then they worked on it again Wednesday, 9/24, and that's it. So this document, the student only spent 2 days on. We can see that a majority of the time in the document, where in the document were the changes, the student kind of just wrote straight through, it looks like. There's a couple spaces where they went back and made changes, but mostly they just made the document. And then they came back and made a few changes within the document on Wednesday. We can also see the duration of time and when it was spent, that it was spent, majority of time was in the creation of it, and then there were only 2 very short sessions of revision. If you want to see what a different essay might look like, for example, this one was created on a Sunday and finished on a Sunday, so only 1 day, but you can see that this student kind of it looks like they spent a little bit of time doing revisions and coming back in that 1 day. So it's spread out a little bit more because it's all happening in 1 day, so we can see it more clearly. Here's another example. This one where the student spent a little bit more time on it. We've got an hour and a half total time. We've got it started on, it looks like, a Friday, and then more work was done on it on Monday, and then more work was done on it on Saturday, and again, Monday they popped in, and then Wednesday they popped in too. So you can see that this would be more accurate where the student created the beginning of the paper, then they came in and they created the middle of the paper, then they came in and finished the paper, and they came in and did a few revisions. And you can see the duration of time that they spent on the document. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, please reach out, and good luck.